Is he lying? When
By
he said,
pretending he's somebody of a different religion to another person. That's the definition of lying.
how was he lying? No,
By
he said-
claiming he was of a... Am I going around in circles? This is not making sense. I'm a Jew to the Jew, a Gentile to the Gentile.
Right.
So he's pretending to be of a different faith
No.
depending on who he's speaking
No,
to.
he's not pretending to be. He is knowledgeable enough that when he's dealing with a Jewish person, he can speak on terms of Jewish things. When he's dealing with a Gentile, he'll deal with philosophy. When he's dealing with a Muslim,
Gentile philosophy.
if he's dealing with a
What's Gentiles got to do with philosophy?
when he's dealing with Gentiles,
Yes.
non-Jews.
Yes, i.e. you.
No,
Do you know philosophy?
Yes, I know philosophy.
Okay, tell me about Plato's Republic.
Pardon?
That's like the most popular book in philosophy, and you said pardon.
Yes, I said pardon because.
Yeah, tell me about the main lesson in
I said
Plato's
pardon
Republic.
because I'm saying pardon because you're jumping all over the place.
Oh, you didn't mind the jumping. You told me you're okay with jumping.
No, I said science. History.
What's science got to do with the Bible?
Stop jumping.
Bible talks about resurrection. How's that science?
Stop jumping. Stop jumping.
And walking on water, how is that science?
No, he's not giving him a chance. He's not bullying. Don't worry. That's how they go. That's how they go. Yeah.
That's how they go. No, that's how you went, and I'm matching your energy.
Christ.
Yes, I'm matching your energy. Tell me how walking on water is science.
I go based on science.
Yeah, how is walking on water science?
I go based on science,
Yeah.
history.
Can you walk on water?
I go based on science.
Can you walk on water?
I go based on science.
Can you walk on water?
I go based on science.
And what science tells you that you can walk on water?
I go based on science.
And which science says you can walk on water?
Science, history.
Can you walk on
and
water?
My main foundation is the Bible. Yeah.
Can you walk on water?
My main foundation is the Bible. Yeah. My main thing is the Bible. Yeah. So let's go by what the Bible says. Let me go by.
Oh, no science anymore, yeah? You want to park science to the side?
I
Absolutely.
go by Bible,
Yeah.
science, and history.
Right.
Okay. So, your friend Muhammad came 500
How's
years.
that a response to Eusebius and Paul?
It's the same. I'm responding in kind, like how you're responding, right? According to your friend.
Okay, give us now evidence. I gave you evidence. You give me evidence from the Bible.
I'm using your
Sorry, from the Quran.
I'm using your friend
Yeah.
Muhammad.
Tell me from the Quran where we're allowed to lie.
Your friend Muhammad came 600 years after Christ.
So what?
Your friend Muhammad came 600 years.
Your friend Jesus came hundreds of years after Moses. So what?
And we're talking about Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
And I'm talking about Moses.
I'm talking about Jesus.
I'm talking about Moses.
Your friend Muhammad came 600 years after Jesus.
So what?
Said that Jesus wasn't crucified. So some illiterate Arab came 500 years after the act and said that Jesus didn't die. Yeah, that's history. So this guy who came 500 years after Christ, he said that Jesus didn't die. Why? How is that? Why do you believe that?
To come to the world.
Why do you believe in that?
Because I don't know why you said Bible is your number one source. Prove the authenticity of the Bible. Why should we accept the Bible?
Answer my question. Some illiterate
Yeah, I
Arab-
am answering your question. You're presenting me the Bible. You're presenting me the Bible.
Arab with questionable sexual proclivities, some illiterate Arab with questionable sexual proclivities came 500 years after the act, and you guys believe that Jesus didn't die. Even, sorry, excuse my friend. Even, excuse me.
In the Bible, there are no Arabs. There is no Arabs.
Can you just get on with it?
According to all these sources, I've got all these sources. Jesus, historical facts. Jesus died. You're illiterate Arab with sexual.
Are you having a stroke?
No, with questionable sexual proclivities.
Thanks.
With questionable sexual proclivities, came 500 years after all these witnesses and said that Jesus did not die. So your Quran is wrong, and you, my friend, are wrong. And God doesn't want you to die. God would like you to live. So this day you have a chance to accept the Christ. Accept Jesus Christ, and you can be saved. Yeah?
this question about
So Muhammad.
Right. So you've gone on now, and
Why he believes in Muhammad?
now you're speaking to somebody else in the crowd. Can you? Hello.
Yeah.
So you're talking about illiterate. You mentioned this word illiterate several times, as if you're projecting. Yeah.
Is Muhammad illiterate or not?
Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Or not?
I'm answering your question.
Yeah, it's a yes
I'm
or no.
answering your
Was
question.
Muhammad illiterate
He
or
couldn't
not?
read or write. That doesn't mean he's illiterate.
Okay, what-
Yeah, right.
What is
So illiterate, if you want to use illiterate, were the disciples literate? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Step back. Hold on. You step back. I know you're Christian. I know you're Christian. Calm down. I know you're Christian. Yeah?
Calm down.
Yes, you calm down. Okay, you calm down. Yeah.
He's right, I'm actually with him on this. You're known to fly off the handle.
No, I'm known.
You see? There you go.
No, you. Right. Okay, we both did it. Yeah. All right.
Carry on.
Were the disciples and the apostles able to read or write?
Are you picking and choosing your...
Oh, sorry. Okay, don't be sorry. Were the disciples and the apostles of Jesus able to read or write?
Did Matthew? Did Matthew? Is Matthew a disciple?
Could they read or write?
Is Matthew a disciple?
No,
Pardon?
no. Not the Matthew of the Gospel. He wasn't a disciple of Jesus. According to any credible scholar of the Bible.
My friend.
My friend.
Don't tell me about. I told you. Do not tell me about scholars. Do not.
Then how do you know about the Bible then? How do you trust the Bible?
I read the Bible. What do you mean? How do I know?
Yeah, who gave you the Bible?
I read the Bible.
Who gave you the Bible?
What do you,
Scholars.
Whoever wrote? No.
You got the Bible from scholars.
No. People wrote the Bible.
Yeah.
Over 30 writers.
What, were
wrote
they
the
not
Bible.
scholars?
No.
So
They were not scholars.
So who are they then?
They wrote the Bible.
With the
and-
jahils? With the
They were not-
ignoramuses?
They were not scholars.
Yeah,
And
ignoramuses.
Matthew was a disciple.
Either you're a scholar
and
or
he
you're an
wrote-
ignoramus.
And he wrote the Matthew. And he wrote
Scholar or
He wrote
ignoramus?
the
Which one?
Gospel of Matthew.
Right. So
He wrote the
ignoramuses
and he was a
wrote these
disciple.
Gospels, yeah?
So you're wrong.
Ignoramuses.
Matthew was a disciple.
Ignoramuses,
and he
illiterate
wrote the
people.
Bible, so you are wrong. So take that.
Which Matthew? Which Matthew? Which Matthew?
You are wrong.
Which Matthew?
Matthew was a disciple.
Which Matthew?
And he wrote the Gospel of
Which
Matthew.
Matthew?
Matthew, the disciple.
Which
tax
Matthew?
collector. Which one?
Which one?
The one in the Bible.
There were so many Matthews. Or the one in the Bible.
In the New Testament.
Okay.
The New Testament, Matthew.
Gospel of Matthew. Where does it say it was written by Matthew?
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Everyone
Which
knows.
everyone? Jahil or scholars? You don't accept scholars, so jahils are left. Ignoramuses are left.
Giants.
Ignoramuses. Yeah, jahil, ignoramuses.
We know through historical data.
Yeah.
Historical data.
Who interprets historical data?
We know historical
Yeah,
data.
who interprets it?
Like, you aren't listening.
Who interprets it?
You aren't listening.
Oh, who interprets it?
You aren't listening.
Who? Scholars or
You
ignoramuses?
said Matthew.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
he's a disciple.
Yeah.
Matthew is a disciple.
Yeah.
All Christians. All
Matthew is a disciple.
All Christians.
But where does it say
agree that Matthew-
in Gospel of
all
Matthew it was written by
Christians
Matthew?
agree- All Christians agree. that
Where
Matthew
does
was a
it
disciple.
say in Matthew it was
All
written by
Christians-
Matthew?
You said that the Gospels were not written by disciples. The Gospel, Matthew was written by...
Prove it from Gospel of
So
Matthew.
I don't need to prove shit.
Yes, you do need to
Because
prove
what?
shit.
Because you. I don't need to prove shit because of
You do,
I've told
because a lot of what you're saying is shit.
all your prophet is a homo sapien.
Get out of my way. Go lose some weight.
It's fine, it's fine. No, this is my manner. This is how I speak when I'm passionate.
Triggered.
How I speak. No, he's not winding me up. How is he winding me up? How's he winding me up? He said
Get on the treadmill.
He said that Matthew didn't write. Matthew was a disciple.
Tell him about his...
Put on incline.
He said Matthew was a disciple. Didn't write the Bible. Didn't write any of the Gospel. Every Christian knows that he did.
Every Christian.
I've told him that.
Which Christian? Which Christian scholar?
I've told him Muhammad, an illiterate Arab who had questionable sexual
Why are you speaking to a Christian? Speak to me.
proclivities.
The only sexual proclivities are in the Bible. Numbers 31:18. What's Numbers 31:18 referring to?
I know, right? And so his Quran, calm down. So his Quran is wrong.
was a
your Quran is
homosexual
wrong.
as well.
Where are you going?
I'm promiscuous.
Come forward, come forward.
He likes men.
You're talking about sexual proclivities, yeah? Numbers 31:18. Numbers 31:18. Allah. Next question. Next question. Now let me ask the question. I already answered the question. Numbers 31:18. Numbers 31:18. How old were the girls?
When did Allah
I've
write the
answered
Quran?
your question.
When did Allah write
Numbers
the Quran?
31:18.
When did Allah write the
Numbers
Quran?
31:18.
When did Allah
Before
write
we
the
were
Quran?
created. Now, Numbers 31:18.
What did Moses?
Can you answer my question now? I've answered two of your questions. Now you need to answer my question. Numbers 31:18. How old were those girls?
What did Muhammad?
How old were those girls? Numbers 31:18. How old are those girls that Jesus is saying have sex with?
Sorry?
In Numbers 31:18, how old are the girls that Jesus is telling us to have sex with them?
Us.
Yes, us.
Muslims.
No, humanity at that time. Yes. People that believe in God. Us. So how old were those girls? How old were those girls?
No, I'll let he's go. I'll let you take me.
He said, please go.
No, please just say
He said, please go. But he said, please go.
Yeah, Muhammad.
He doesn't want to listen to you. He said he doesn't want to listen to you.
Did Muhammad?
He told you to go.
Am I obliged to listen to him?
Well, he's your friend.
You can have him. You can have him a little while. Yeah, you can have him a little while. Yeah. Did Muhammad have sex with
He
Aisha?
really wants my attention.
Did Muhammad have sex with Aisha?
He got married with Aisha, yes.
How old is
And
she?
intercourse.
How old is she?
Well, the historical aspects pertaining this vary. Some say 16, some say 9.
9.
16 or 9.
Okay, so some say 9.
Because it's historical evidence. Some say Mary was 12, some say she was 16. How old was Mary?
No one says no one says Mary was 12.
Yes, they do. Proto-Evangelium of James.
Show us in the Bible.
Yes, yes, yes.
Show us in the Bible.
Proto-Evangelium of James.
Is that part of the canonization?
I thought you were speaking to them. You're lying. Are you following what Paul is saying? Yeah, you're lying according to Paul.
You agree that Muhammad was a paedophile, basically?
No, you agree that Jesus was a pedophile. No. Because according to Numbers 31:18, he said, get married to little children and have intercourse with them. Get them to shave their heads and then violate them.
Did Jesus have sex with
Jesus didn't even get married, but he told other people to have sex with children.
Did Muhammad?
He told people to have sex with
Did
children.
Muhammad have sex?
He told
Did Muhammad
children.
have sex with underage children?
No,
He didn't have sex with a 9-year-old?
no.
He didn't have sex with a 16-year-old?
Well, 16 according to one view, 9 according to another view. Depends what view you take.
So 16. I'll question him afterwards, yeah? 16 is a good age. Someone who's supposed to be a leader of your religion was a paedophile. You think that's good?
How is marrying a 16-year-old making you a pedophile? Are you okay in the head?
Having sex with her.
Yeah, in this country, what's the age to have intercourse?
Having sex.
What's the consensual age in this country?
I'm not talking about this country.
I am. It's 16. Are you saying everybody's a pedophile here?
Most people in this country don't have sex. with
Most
16.
people follow the law.
All I'm saying is,
Are you saying they're pedophiles if you follow the law?
did Muhammad?
Are you saying they're
My
pedophiles?
friend, please, can you calm down? Please, can you just calm down? Please, can you calm? Well, no, can you please calm down? Please calm down. Please calm down. Excuse me, my friend. Calm down. Yeah, can you calm down, please, my friend? Yeah, calm down, my friend. Yeah. So Muhammad, Allah, sorry, not God. Allah chose a person of questionable morals to lead
To marry a 16-year-old. How is marrying a 16-year-old questionable? What age should she have been? Tell me the age.
Allah chose.
Tell me the age.
Allah chose.
Tell me the age.
Allah chose.
What should Allah have done then? How old?
Allah chose.
What should the age be?
Allah chose.
What should the age be? What should the age be?
Allah chose.
What should the age be?
Allah chose.
What should the age be?
Allah chose.
Tell me the age.
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 Allah chose.
Age.
Allah chose.
Age.
Allah chose.
Age.
Allah chose. chose.
Age.
Chose.
Tell me the age.
Allah chose.
Okay, run.
chose.
Then, run.
Run then, run.
Now that's childish.
No.
That's childish, yeah.
No, that's childish. That's childish. Yeah. That's
Okay,
childish.
now we're in primary school now. You're just mimicking me.
So Allah,
Well done.
Allah chose a person with questionable proclivities to lead a whole religion.
Why is 16 questionable proclivities? What should the age be?
I'm asking you a question. Allah chose someone.
And I said no. Now answer my question. What should she? How old should she be?
Allah didn't choose.
It's not questionable proclivities.
Allah didn't choose.
I've answered. It's not questionable proclivities.
Allah choose him?
It's not questionable
Allah
proclivities.
choose him.
It's not questionable proclivities.
It's good. It's all good. Did Allah choose Muhammad?
Yes, Allah chose the Prophet, but it's not questionable proclivities.
What if he's possibly having sex with a 9-year-old or
With a 16-year-old.
or a 16-year-old?
It's not questionable proclivities. And now my question is, how old should she be?
How is it not?
You're not going to answer this, are you? You can't answer this.
You
You can't answer this. How old should she have been?
How old should she be?
Yeah.
That's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
I'm saying what actually
So
happened.
16 questionable, 9 proclivity,
actually happened?
9 questionable.
What actually happened?
Then tell me the age.
I'm telling you what actually happened.
No.
According to
Tell me what age is appropriate.
what actually happened was
Tell me the age that's relevant or that's better.
Who was his?
Can you engage over here, please? Do you need help?
From his son.
This isn't WWE tag team, yeah? You're tagging Kane in, actually not Kane, the boogeyman.
you're quite a funny guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How old should she have been?
God, Allah called
Can you answer my question? I've answered so many of your questions.
You haven't.
Yes, I have. I've answered every single one of
Allah,
them.
you said, chose a person with questionable proclivity.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Not with questionable proclivities.
Yes, he did.
It's the 5th time I'm answering that.
He did.
He did. No, he didn't. Move
Was
on.
Muhammad a prophet?
Yes, Muhammad was a prophet.
Was Jesus a prophet?
Yes, he was a prophet. Can I ask you now, how old should Aisha have been?
No idea.
You don't know. Then why are we having this conversation then? Why am I engaging with somebody that doesn't
Jesus
know?
was a prophet, yeah? Jesus was a prophet according to you.
Even according to the Bible.
Not according to
Yes, according to the end of Matthew.
So
Yes, the people said, here comes a prophet. He didn't correct them.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Jesus was a prophet.
Yes, according to the Bible.
And when
And the
they
Muslims.
worshipped Jesus, did he accept,
Who worshipped Jesus?
did Jesus accept worship?
Who worshipped Jesus?
Did Jesus
The idolaters.
No, did anyone worship Jesus?
Not at the time of Jesus, no.
No one worshipped Jesus at the time of Jesus.
Not at the time of Jesus. How many times? Do you have a hearing
The
problem?
disciples didn't worship him.
No, of course they didn't. Prove it from the Bible that they worshipped him.
When Jesus resurrected,
Prove from the Bible that they
when
worshipped.
Jesus resurrected,
Prove it from the Bible.
when Jesus,
Prove it from the Bible.
you're getting silly again, Mike. When Jesus,
I'm asking you for evidence from the Bible, and somehow that's silly.
when Jesus was resurrected,
Evidence. I don't want to hear from yourself. I want to hear from the Bible.
when Jesus was resurrected,
Evidence.
was he not worshipped by the disciples?
Evidence
Was
from the
Jesus-
Bible.
was Jesus
No,
worshipped?
he wasn't.
Yes, he was. So you're wrong there again.
Evidence.
Was Jesus
Evidence.
Was Jesus a prophet?
Evidence.
Was Jesus a prophet?
Can you evidence what you're
Was
saying?
Jesus a prophet?
Evidence what you're saying.
Was
I'm not
Jesus
going to
a
move now. You've
Was
made
Jesus a
3
prophet?
statements with no evidence.
Was Jesus a prophet?
Evidence.
Was Jesus a prophet?
Yes, he was. Yes.
Evidence.
Was Muhammad a prophet?
Yes, he was.
He's not answering. Was Jesus a prophet?
He's just going around in circles.
Say yeah. You just answered about 6 I want to see where you're going though. Where are you going with that? Yeah.
Where I'm going is, when I started this conversation, near the start of the conversation, I said an illiterate Arab, 500 years after the act, with questionable sexual proclivity,
He's just repeating the same thing 10 minutes ago.
said the biggest thing in Christianity, is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ did not resurrect,
then
if
the
Jesus
whole
Christ didn't
religion's
resurrect,
done.
the whole religion falls down.
Yes.
If Jesus Christ did not
Right, let me explain then, yeah?
whole thing falls
So
down.
he comes over here talking about sexual... Oh, now he doesn't like it, yeah? He's talking about sexual proclivities. proclivities,
The Quran
yeah?
says
Numbers
that he
31:18,
didn't die.
Jesus
The Quran says
is
Jesus
telling the
didn't
people
die.
at that time
The Quran says
to have
he didn't die.
intercourse with young girls.
He didn't die. So
The Babylonian
the Quran
Talmud
is wrong.
says
The
that
Quran
they
is
are
absolutely
young
wrong.
girls
The
as young
Quran
as
is absolutely
3 years
wrong
and 1 day.
on that thing,
3 years
many other
and
things.
1 day.
If you listen to
And they believe, according to the Talmud, if you have intercourse with a girl under 3 years and 1 day, then her virginity regrows.
They talk about
It's like poking somebody in the eye. That's what it says in the Talmud, because the virginity regrows. And that's why, according to Rashi, who's a commentator, he says that you can have, Rebecca was 3.
written by Allah.
So when they're talking about sexual proclivities,
it's wrong on 2 points.
Jesus
is wrong on
is the
1
author
point.
of the Talmud and the Old Testament. And he's saying it's okay to have intercourse with 3-year-olds. Then he wants to talk about illiterate. None of the people around Jesus could read or write. In fact, even Jesus, either he could read and not write, or he could write and not read. One of the two. But they don't want to listen to that. Then according to that, they want to talk about crucifixion.
You guys here,
Even according to them,
every week.
there's no eyewitness that proved that he was resurrected.
Where is Jesus?
Crucifixion, we accept.
He says
Somebody was crucified that looked like him. So historically, we're in line. But they don't want to listen to the historical evidence. Their historical evidence now is Bible. Look, he's foaming at the mouth.
Jesus, according to your Quran,
Yeah, look at that foam. Because he just can't tolerate it. Yeah, when you're looking at the Bible, it wasn't written at the time of Jesus.
With God.
It wasn't. They don't have the original manuscripts. It wasn't written at the language, with the language of Jesus, and they don't have a single tafsir of the Bible. None of, no Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, anonymous authors, none of them did a tafsir or explained their gospel. Anonymous authors with no explanations. And they talk about Jesus. Oh, did Jesus do this? Jesus didn't even get married. They get married. Jesus didn't have a job. They have jobs. Jesus didn't have a house. They have a house. How is Jesus an adequate example?
Ask him, why Elijah is not in the Quran?
That's the thing.
In the Quran. Elijah prophet is not in the Quran.
So there you have it, ladies and
Why is
gentlemen.
Elijah not in the Quran?
How you doing? How you doing?
According to your Quran,
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
every prophet,
When it comes to having a logical back and forth, they don't want to, because when things will be reciprocated, they want to throw ad hominems like, oh, he was illiterate, or sexual proclivities. We can reflect that. We can reflect that, and we can do a slinging match. I can do that. However, you want to have an academic conversation, we can do that as well. Yeah. However, look, just look at the scene around us. Look at the Muslims.
Of his successor,
Yeah.
which is Ali.
And look at the Christians. Yeah, there you go. Look at the Christians.
What is Elijah?
Yeah. This is what happens.
so guys,
Yeah, they become. In fact, you know what? Let me say one thing.
was Muhammad a
Why
good
aren't
man?
they in the church?
Was Muhammad a good man?
Why aren't they in the
Was
church?
Muhammad a good man?
On Friday,
No, Muhammad
ask us
was
why
not
we're not in the
a good
mosque.
man.
Why Sunday
Muhammad
today?
was not a
Why is he
good
not in the
man.
church?
Yeah, Muhammad was not a good man. Why
And
are you following a
did
man
Jesus go to
who is
church?
worse morals than you?
Did Jesus wear a suit and go to church? He didn't. Did he sing hymns? No, he didn't. Did he come here with a woolly hat? No, he didn't.
Alive in
Did he have a beard like that?
prophet?
No, he didn't.
Every
Jesus
prophet
had a beard like this.
Jesus is alive.
Jesus spoke a Semitic language. He speaks
Every
English
day, every
and
day
says
you
hello,
are here
goodbye, how do you do?
corner.
Jesus didn't say that. He said, Eloi, Eloi, lima sabachthani. Very similar to Arabic, ladies and gentlemen. But he doesn't want to listen. He didn't want to listen. I could have educated him. I could have told him. But he doesn't want to be educated. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Look at, in the Bible it says love your enemies. In the Bible it says love your enemies. In Islam it says kill your enemies. In Islam you can kill your enemies. Yes, which is higher? Which is higher? Islam says
Alhamdulillah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, family.
The Quran.
It's our first time
Higher.
MashaAllah.